All right, Alan, I'm just going to make a quick video. I mean, there's a lot to learn about the surveying side and the GPS stuff. So hopefully I can get you some good videos because it's there's a lot to learn. So here I am. I'm set at this site. I'm fixing to do LiDAR and photogrammetry. And so this is a benchmark that the surveyors have set up. I am not doing RTK. I'm going to tell you that PPK is basically fail-proof. You never rely on a internet signal. It doesn't matter. So I am truly a PPK guy. So I come out. I am setting up over this point, and I have my base unit so that it's very precise. You're not going to see it in the video, but I have, maybe there's a red dot. I don't know if you'll see that. So anyway, so I did that. I'm level. You got to be good at leveling. But if you're just needing to be within a foot, I mean, that doesn't matter. But you can just use the pole like you see over there will be adequate. But anyway, so I'm set up over this. When I go back later and I get ready to do PPK on the drone flight, I'm going to take the log file from this Emlid M2 unit. This is exactly what you would do. This M2, there's the battery pack. Here's the ArduSimple antenna. Exact same setup. But when I go back, I'm not even going to do PPK processing on this. I'm going to take this log file and I'm going to use it to process the drone flight, but I'm going to use the coordinates that the surveyor has already told me what that point is. But let's say you go out and you set up and let's say there is no base unit. You just go set your base up and you fly because you're fixing to design a house right over there. So now there's no base, there's no point, no nothing. All you do is go out to your client's location and you set up your pole. Instead of this, you use that over there. You set it up and you just let it log. You are later going to come back that night or the following day, and you're going to go to the Opus website. You are then going to take the log file off of your base unit and you're going to upload it to Opus. And you're going to tell them that you have an ArduSimple antenna, right? So you're going to say, I have this antenna. There's a model number for it. And you're going to submit your log file, and then it's going to come back and it's going to give you coordinates. It's going to say, here are your coordinates. Now, you will then use different software. You can use the TopoDrone software. There's software by RedCatch. And you can even use the Emlid software. So you can use the Emlid software, and you're going to process your drone flight data, and it's going to use this log file that was on the M2 as the reference. But the known point, the true coordinate, is going to be the coordinate that Opus sends you. So after you get that coordinate back, you're now going to use third-party software. It can be Emlid, it can be TopoDrone, it can be RedCatch, any one of those three. And you're going to say, hey, I have my Emlid log file. Here it is. I know what the coordinates are, and you're going to use the coordinates that Opus gives you. Then you're going to load up your drone log file from the Mavic 3, and then you're going to tell it where the images are. It's the same folder, and then it will update those images with very precise coordinates using the log file from your Emlid 2 base and the coordinates that Opus gave you, and now you have very accurate coordinates. And you never had to have a base point. That did not exist. You just went and sat it up. That's all you did. But in a case where you go out and surveyors have set up a control point like they have here, now I will still use this log file to process my my Mavic 3E flight that I'm fixing to do here. But the difference is they set up the control point. They established control, and they said, hey, we are the ones establishing control, and so therefore I will use their coordinate. It doesn't matter if the guy that came out here and set this up was a hamburger flipper and he made a mistake, and let's say it's off. Maybe he made a boo-boo, and they do make boo-boos. Now, if it is I will still process that log file, and if there's a very big difference in my data and their data, I call the guy in the office and say, hey, we have a little problem because my coordinates are way different than yours. Most of the time, they're going to be very close. But anyway, so I will then use their coordinates to process the drone flight, and now my drone flight will be tied into that point, and it will match all the existing data that they have where they went in and surveyed the edge of the pavement. There's going to be meters out here. You got meters. There's a sewer drain over there somewhere. So now everything should match down to within 2 to 3 centimeters, and it's going to be very accurate. So I hope this helps explain how this process works. Again, there's a lot to learn with GNSS. Man, I sent you a couple videos, and I would just encourage you to watch those, because just learning about how errors occur and why they happen because of the ionosphere and weather and all that stuff. There's a lot to learn. But anyway, I hope this is helpful. Talk to you soon.